Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic, sublime individual and fantastic world. Today, I would like to speak about soul spiritual, maturing or maturation in alignment with bodily age. And, well, in alignment with that also is polishing and keeping maintained and alive and awake. For we can only go so and so far based on our age and our soul spiritual development. For, as we say, one needs patience to be able to await what will come based on when we age. For, as I have mentioned, we have 7-year cycles, and through these 7 years we mature specific parts of our own being, our sheaths, if you will. And also in alignment with these, if you have been graced with awakening and coming to your own development, it is, well, more or less parted in 3 steps. It is preparation, and then enlightenment, and then initiation. And enlightenment is by no means the end stage to any of these things. It is when we have, well, been given inspired insights to many of the secrets of the cosmos and this human development and so on. You also come to this. You need to do something about it. You are given the insights. Now it is about maturing our capabilities of perceiving this consciously and then directing it so that we can become initiated by the higher worlds. For when they initiate us, we are given a purpose, we are given a direction. That means we have a single-minded purpose in developing ourselves and humanity. So when we come to preparation, which is more or less our whole growing up in life, we experience all kinds of turbulence and turmoil and chaos, if we are putting it mildly. And when we reach the age of 27, 28, we then come to ourselves, to our mature age of the ego. Is you become aware that you are an individual in a sense, in a true real sense. After that we need to, well, go inwards, reflect on past and memories, retrieving, if we will, our past childhood. And let's say we have experienced something that is immensely intense and well, shaking to say the least. When the further in the past it goes, the more, as Rudolf Steiner calls it, abstract and dim it feels in relation to how it really was when we experienced it. The more we go inward and we go past and we utilize our, well, inner faculties for perception to perceive our past, the stronger and more clear and intense the experience and the reality of it was. So you can experience it just as clearly as you did then. But today you have the power to be able to sit with it and to, until it no longer is painful. You heal your childhood by maturing yourself and sitting with your own inner childhood, more or less, memories. And the more you do this, the stronger your soul becomes. For you know you are not alone. You have the higher forces with you. You have the hierarchy that is sitting here comforting you and holding you warm despite all the pains you have gone through, for you are here now. All these past memories are past, but they are still part of us. We have gone through it, we have this in our soul and spirit, and for us to grow and develop maturing, we need to understand ourselves and do not run away from what we experienced in our past. If we run away from it, we will, well, encounter it everywhere in our lives. For the higher worlds will remind us constantly They wish us to develop. They wish us to grow and to come into the hierarchy. They welcome us with open arms in the future. We just need to redeem our being, lift ourselves up, and ennoble and spiritualize ourselves and the world around us with our imagination, inspiration, and intuition. And by having a direction and having gone through the past and in the present moment becoming acquainted and comfortable and grateful for your own presence and consciousness and what you can perceive inwards and outwards, it is all in our flexibility and what we are having an interest in, more or less. So single-minded purpose is very handy here. And if your single-minded purpose is individual and human development, that is very broad, and because of it you can feel you can maneuver in that broad in detail and in the whole. So you can see things from many different perspectives and angles and viewpoints, so that one becomes deeper and deeper and broader in one's own objectivity in the subjective. The more subjects you meet and collect them and filling them and creating a huge sphere for everything to be fit in, despite the many differences and contradictions and such, you still see that they all belongs in the same reality. It is just different beings, different will impulses and so on. And to maneuver in all of this is really exciting when you awaken your perception for more than just the physical sense perceptible, but you also get your sense for thought, sense for movement, and a sense for emotions and so on. You become, the reality we already perceive, every one of us, is here always. It is the same reality, but you awaken a new level of perceiving this reality within yourself, and we develop this over time. This is what the individual subjective development in the whole means. It is to be able to perceive more of what already is, more of God. So the more we develop, the more of God we are able to perceive, and the more of God we are able to perceive, the more grateful we become for it, obviously. For it is in increments, it is in patience and consistency we do this, step by step, and listening and awaiting orders and inspirations from the higher worlds. And we follow it in freedom. We choose to do this because we cannot really live without it. It is something we do 24/7, even when we sleep. So when we come back into in the morning, we are coming right back into the stream we did yesterday. And this is what we build and strive towards, Philadelphia, towards the future. The community of sibling love, brotherly and sisterly love, where we truly can live into each other and understand each other to the fullest, without hiding anything, without being a scoundrel in anything, and to truly being a sun being, a being of no secrets, no, being completely transparent and living from love, compassion, understanding, but also with a certain sense of carefulness and inner foundation of karma, justice and strength, For love is strength. Holding and choosing love every day is a certain, you need to sustain and actively choose it. For if we let our guard down, in a sense, we can quickly fall right back into fear and doubt and insecurities and such. So holding to love and gratitude constantly is a literal battle, more or less, an inward battle, The more you do this, the more you study, take anthroposophy or esoteric science, which is the same. You get to know what we battle against. You get to be able to perceive it conceptually first, and then in reality later. First we need to know what's there in theory. And then we need to find it practically, in reality. And that we do through practice and dedication to this, to truth, to what is there, what is alive, what is playing here, and not be lazy and passively perceive this molecular atomic world. That is easy and everyone can see it, but now by awakening your own inner being, for remember, even the scientist that is so meticulous and amazing in their practices and techniques of perceiving outer physical reality, they still only utilize parts of themselves. But if they are to truly be objective, they need to use all of their being, including emotions and will impulses, and their own individuality. And the more you deepen and widen this individuality and develop your faculty and being for perception, the more you will be able to perceive this reality, including the physical. The physical is but a reflection and mirroring of the divine. And we need to awaken our perception to perceive the divine pervading and underlying this whole physical. The hidden in reality, in a sense. And we awaken it individually. For it is a choice you cannot be forced to develop. You cannot be forced to grow. And that is the difference. That is what an initiate, they have chosen to live in constant change and development. And it is often an uncomfortable and very tumultuous state of being, because we are actively working to bring in healthy, healing, living, progressing forces and hold counter-progressive, backward spirits at bay in our own inner being. It isn't by no means an easy task, but it is a task worth doing, for the fruits of the labor for all of mankind in the future will be amazing. That is what I have faith in, and that is what we work towards. So I will leave you with this today. Inspired, filled. I just couldn't help myself again. And I love it when that happens, because it feels like I can talk for hours, but I will leave you to your day further, and may I see you tomorrow probably. May you be protected, guided, blessed, and loved by Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, ancient masters of old, ancestors from every incarnation. And may you be provided for with all that you need to survive, live, thrive, being creative, inspirational, and good and warm and healing, so others can choose to do the same when their time for them is right. For we all are at different stages of development and maturation of our being, and it is all about where we graced in earlier life of becoming aware of development, or was it something that came a little later, for we have a little catching up to do the older we become. But it is never too late to start development, for as I mentioned, leaps and bounds of growth and insight comes when we become enthusiastic about development. So some people can take years for development, others take a few months to reach certain stages. It is a difference in every person because of karma, because of individual soul spiritual development in relation to where they have been born, what culture, and so on. Everything hangs together, everything. And the more we live into that trust, the more we are able to, clear and heal in the world karma in addition to our own individual karma. So we hold responsibility to our own being in the world, in a sense, and not cut ourselves off or not be crushed by the world. So it is a balance there, and holding to love always, gratitude, devotion, reverence, awe, wonder, all of these, the feelings, that the childlike feelings. Unless you become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. It is our disposition, it is our state. You can be mature and strong and have a certain power within you, and also be a childlike. You do not need to be either or, one-sided like that. You can have many qualities about you, many facets like a diamond. And it is important to understand we are far more flexible and complicated than just being physical flesh bags, you see. And the more you study and come into these concepts and realities, the more confident you become in these living, inspiring forces that always are giving you life every day. I promise you that. And you will have renewed vigor and force of life every day, and a sense for purpose, a sense for direction, a sense for strength, you know? It is, you become grateful for that because you know these are gifts from the higher worlds, and we never become arrogant or sly or you misuse them, for that is when you get the proverbial foot up your butt. That we always hold a responsibility, for it is a responsibility, keeping mature, always holding stable and steady to our own inner love, compassion, morality, and, well, disposition. And also our attitude to karma, our dharma, our way of perceiving the world changes, and hence also our, well, attitude and behavior changes. It is, everything is aligned with each other. So, thank you. May you have a beautiful day. May you be blessed, graced, and may you be safe and sound. And may your heart be strong every day. Thank you, my dear sibling. Love you. See you. Goodbye.